Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been pretty MIA for a good little minute. I really didn't know what to talk about, but my friends say you should do a story time. Your story times like always be hecka funny, or like weird stuff be happening to you. Like I got one story time where I deleted Instagram and I had came back, and basically like the dude the dude had texted me and was like, I thought you deleted Instagram because of me. And like, I saw me and you together and I was fantasizing about us.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And then I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't delete Instagram because of you. I just took a big break. And he said, oh, so you only gonna respond to that one thing? And I said all of that? And I was like, hold on, let me go back and listen. And when I listened, that's when I heard and I was fantasizing about me and you together and black men and white women and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, I really didn't hear all that. I only listened to one thing and went back to sleep. I was out partying with my friends the night before, so I was really tired. I'm sorry. He was like, how was I supposed to know you was out all night? You discriminating against me? You think I'm ugly? And I said, discriminating against you? Somebody drop what discriminating mean, because, sir, we are both two black people. And anyways, that's not important. That's not why we're here today. Today we're here because I want to tell y'all a story time about why you should never just be bored on the internet. And men lie about anything. So basically, I have my second phone. I have no proof that any of this happened because I disabled my Instagram, so I can't even scroll to the DMs. And I got a new phone, like this is my new phone. And then I have my old phone and I reset this phone thinking it would never work again. But apparently the phone fixed itself randomly. So I have no proof, but my word is my bond. If I'm lying, I'm crying.
If I'm lying, I'm crying.
God, strike me down right now. When it happened, I was with two of my friends, so they was right there, so they can also vouch for me. All right, so basically, let's get into the story time. But before I get into the story time, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new here, hi, my name is Lalisa. If you're old here, welcome back. I'm sorry I've been playing with y'all emotions. Let's get to it. Okay, so basically there's this app called Yubo, and whenever I was bored, I would hop on there, go live with people, text people sometimes, like never nothing real official. Like it was more like, I was almost like Tinder. No, it was almost like Black, because you can go live on Black, but it's not really a dating app. It's like you can make friends on there, but of course some people use it for dating. Like no comment.
Don't say that.
Never mind, but like some people use it for dating. So I was in a live and I was like talking to people on there, and he had joined the live and he was like talking to me and he added me, he texted me. We were just texting back and forth during the live. And then I was also working night shift. So when I was on night shift, I used to just basically be on Yubo, just joining lives and talking to random people, just chilling. And he ended up asking me to FaceTime. He said, let me pull you off the live and let's FaceTime. I said, sure, why not? He FaceTimed me. We get on the phone and I got the phone propped up. I'm in my uniform and we just chatting, and he's like, I got you cheesing. I got you smiling. I want everybody to know I have a nervous laughter. So like I laugh and smile a lot. It's normal for me. Like I will literally sit here and be cackling and giggling and be uncomfortable. But only like if it's some serious danger, I will not be cackling. 6 feet away from me, I don't know you. Where's my pepper spray?
Woman, you're way too close.
So basically, like I was just like, boy, you don't got me laughing and cheesing. Like I just do this when I'm shy. Or I got you shy. No, this is just anytime I get on the phone the first time with somebody, I'm always smiling and cackling and chee hee hee and showing all my, my teethuses because they straight. But he proceeds to say like, oh, I can make you fall in love with me in a week and da 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 da. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ew. He said, oh, where you from? I said, oh, I'm from ATL, but military got me in Cali. Cali ain't got nothing on the South.
Also ATL.
And he's like, oh, you talking mess about California? I said, absolutely. this expensive place over here. And he was just like, oh, my lips is chappy. Okay, now we back. So yeah, he was just talking about like, oh, I'm from this part of California. And I was just like, I've never heard of that part of California or whatever. Apparently that part of California is considered, like, a lot of Hispanic people in California don't even consider that place like California for real. And then my homegirl was like, that's the poorest place of California. Like, that's like the armpit of California. We don't even like claiming that. It's high in crime.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
The ghetto.
okay. He was really sweet. I see subtle foreshadowing in my future. But yeah, he was really sweet. And I just want to say before I start like going into like more, I have a dad. I have a mother. Money has never impressed me because my dad said, whatever you needed, I will get it for you.
Talk that tea.
Very much spoiled, but not a spoiled brat. Not gonna be like, my daddy will pay for it. But if I ever got to the point where I was needing it and I had to ask somebody, I'm going to call my father. I'll be like, ring, ring, dad, we struggling in Cali. And he'll be like, he'll give me a little spiel and be like,
Listen, get your stuff together. You're grown now. I'm only gonna help you because I love you, but we don't need to be here again.
I'll be like, you know what, you're right. You're right. And I have never been down on my lonesome to the point where I gotta call my dad and be like, daddy, I need it. Now, when the government shut down, he called me. He said, do you need it? I said, listen, we picking straws, daddy. We picking straws.
Spare change, ma'am.
But, so yeah, with that being said, he gonna tell me, oh, I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm watching some stocks or blah, 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 blah. Girl, I don't know what none of that means. I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, you know, I do crypto. And I said, okay, go ahead. I'm not dumb, but I don't know what none of that means. But if you get into your bag, you get into your bag. I don't care. And he was like, yeah, you know, I got acres of land. I got money.
Okay. Like, we got it. Okay.
Ching, ching, ching. And I know there's a broke woman up there that's like, he got money?
You got money. He got money. Get it off.
He got money. I don't care if you have money. I also have money. So men with money never make my ears go perk. Men with good personalities, provider spirits, they know who God is. I be like, oh,
Boom shakalaka! Yes, God! Yes, God! Yes, God! That's a black king right there.
hold on. I may have to stop my car real quick for this one. This man did not make me stop my car. I was just bored. And at the time, I was going through a lot of stuff mentally, and this was just something to do. And that is my biggest downfall at that time. Like, I was just doing dumb stuff because I needed to like be better, you know? So he's like, oh yeah, and I'm in the military. Red flag. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a little red flag like down here. The first red flag was I got money. The second red flag was I'm in the military. Now you may be wondering, why is the military red flag? You're in the military. Because we're gonna talk about his lies. The red flags are his lies, okay? So he was like, yeah, I'm in the military. I'm in the Navy. I said, oh, what's your job? Oh, computer science. Now, being in the military let me know. Basically, put it like this. He basically said, oh, I'm in radiology. And anybody with a brain knows that radiology is an umbrella. There's multiple things that fall under there. There's x-rays, CT, mammo, nuclear medicine, IR. It's like so much that falls under there. Oh, there's PET too, like for cancer patients. But yeah, there's so much that falls under there. But when he said computer science, I know nothing about computer science, so I wasn't really thinking nothing of it. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. He said, oh yeah, I'm just on leave right now, I'm taking care of my mom. And I didn't think nothing of it. I said, okay. He said, yeah, my dad died. I'm like, dang, he telling me a lot right now. Like, it's not that I didn't care, but I was like, it's the first friend, like, oh, I'm finding it. It's the first phone call. Like, that's really mean, but like, the first phone call should not be I have money, trauma dump, blah blah blah. So I was just chilling. The next day I went to work. I told my homegirl Ruby, we love Ruby. We do love Ruby. So I was talking to Ruby. I said, yeah, so this guy started talking to me. He told me he had money, he's in the military. But like also he told me his dad died. But my biggest concern was like, why did you need to tell me you have money, you own acres of land? And then when I told her where he's from, she was like, he's lying to you. Like, there's no one in that part of California that has acres of land and a whole bunch of money.
Stop the cap.
So he said he was in the military and like he's top dog in the military. Like they basically love him at his job. And he calls me again that night while I'm still at work and he's like, oh, do you work tomorrow? I said, no, tomorrow's my long week. So I have like 3 days off. And he was like, oh, you should come to and come visit me and my family. And I was like, this is our second day talking. Why? He was like, oh, like, so we can see each other in person. I said, who's driving 6 hours? Who's driving 6 hours in Sexy Lexi? That's my car, by the way. Who's driving 6 hours with her? And he was like, oh, like, how about I give you gas money and you come out here and come see me? And I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was he's trying to touch my no-no square.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Because there's no way you want me to drive 6 hours to meet your family. You think if I drive that far, you're the man and you're gonna get some cooch. You're nasty, actually. I'm very sick to my stomach thinking that's what you thought. You thought it was easy. Does it give easy? No. I have morals and I have standards.
I respect morals and boundaries. I treat my body as I would like for someone to treat it, okay?
Anyways, so basically I said, no, I'm not doing that. And he was like, oh, like that sucks. Like I really wanted to see you. You have like a 3-day weekend. And I was like, I'm not going over there. I'm sorry. Also, you're not my man and we've only been talking for 2 days. Not even really talking. We just really having a conversation. So fast forward, we talk again. It's probably like our third FaceTime. He's like sad on the phone. At this point, it is the 15th. And my military, my cat meowing in the back. Callie, what's up? You wanna say hi? No, you just wanna look at me? That's understandable. I'm invading your space right now. I feel it, I get it. So basically he calls me and he's like sad. I'm like, why are you sad? And he's like, I wanna go skating today. And I was like, okay, then go. Man, I just don't got the money for it. I just paid all these bills and you know, it starts to click in my head like, dang, he's been on leave for a good little minute. Nah, maybe he just put in like a really long leave. And because he was like, oh, I've been, before we was talking, he was like, I've been on leave since like last week. And I was like, oh, okay, so like you put 2 weeks of leave in. I guess that's fine. I love my family too. So he was like, yeah, like, you know, I just paid all these bills for my mom. You know, I'm the breadwinner and the provider. And I was like, okay. In my head, I was like, you get BAH, you get BAS, and you get military pay. And we in California, depending on your rank, that's almost like $2K right there. Okay, maybe you got a lot to pay for. I don't know. That's your business. So I was like, oh, okay. So you don't have $10 to go skating? He was like, no, I don't have $10 to go skating. Like, can I borrow? Nah.
Go ahead, spread it out, man.
I was just like, you need $10? Yeah, I mean, so I said, here's $10 to go skating. Dumb oh, don't know why I did that. Like, I was like, bro, like, you just take the $10 and leave me alone. Like, I don't care. Like, it was something to do. Somebody already sent me money on Apple Pay and it was just sitting there. And go ahead, I don't care. So he goes skating. Next day, mind you, I was not thinking about him at all. My whole day, I wasn't thinking about him. I was going about my day, just doing me, just on live, texting, on the game, studying, minding my business. And he called me the next day. He was like, oh, I went skating. Thank you for that. Like, you were on my mind the whole time. My phone died and I was just still thinking, but I was like, wow, like, she's so amazing. She's so beautiful. And I was just like, okay. Like, he had like a lot of followers on Instagram too, and that's really important because here's another red flag. The next day, like, all over on the phone, Like, we get off the phone. I go on Instagram. He posts me on his Instagram. I was like, I told my best friend, he posted me. And normally girls be like, oh my God, my man posted me. I was like,
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
why did he do that? 4 days in. And he literally just posted a picture of me with a red heart. And he said, oh, I had a whole bunch of people swiping up. They're still swiping up. They're saying, oh, you're gorgeous. You're beautiful. Da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, why'd you post me? Oh, because you're mine. I said, I'm not your girlfriend. We didn't go on no dates. You didn't ask me to be your girlfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. He was like, oh, well, like, you know, in my eyes, you're mine. And I was like, red flag. All right, we at 3, you know, like we're at 3. So there are times when after we get to like a certain point, mind you, like, again, I'm still not obsessed with this man, or I don't think about him like that, but we're at a point where he won't call me, but he'll be on live talking to the girls in the live. And I was just like, I mean, I'm talking to other people too, so I mean, I don't care. So he ends up calling me, and we're having a conversation, and I forgot what he said, but that's when all my radars went off. And I was like, listen, hold on. I hang up. I talk to my friend Ruby. I'm like, Ruby, something's not right. I'm going to go on the global email on our military computer, and I'm going to see if his name pops up. So I went to Outlook, and with the way that in the military, like, mail works is if you type someone's name and they're in the military, their whole email will come up. And I had his whole government name. So basically I type it up, nothing comes up. I said, I try again, nothing comes up. I even put the little Navy, like, I do a lot to try to find it. It just nothing comes up. So I'm like, okay, so I call him, and I was like, you're still on military leave, right? He said,
Yeah.
I said, you're in the military, right? He said,
Military?
I said, you said you're in the military. He said,
Oh, yeah, I'm in the military.
I said, but you said you were on leave. He said, no, I'm not on leave. Oh wait, pause. I skipped a part. I remember when he said that, what made the radars in my head go off. He said,
Oh, they want to deploy me, but I told them no.
I said, what? He said,
Yeah, no, like, they want to send me somewhere to, like, train other people, and I told them I don't want to do it. So they said, okay, but I'm just so good that they took my no for an answer.
I said, the United States Navy looked at you and said, you know what? You don't have to go. Good boy. You think I'm that dumb?
First, you thought that I was stupid enough to believe that lie, right? You thought that I was dumb enough to believe that lie. We get past that one. Then we get to audacity. You had the audacity.
You think I'm that stupid? I said, what's your rank? He said, oh, I'm an E2. They did not let an E2 tell them nothing. An E2 is not about to walk up in the office talking about something. I'm not going nowhere for y'all. And they're gonna be like, yes, sir, you're good. Yes, yes. No, they're gonna, yes, you are. You are going somewhere because we're paying you to go somewhere. You signed that dotted lines and we own you. And I said, okay. That's when I hung up and I called him. I checked everything. So when I called him, I said, yeah, you said you was in the military. You was on military leave. He said,
Oh, no, I said that wrong. What actually happened is I'm not in the military no more. I got, like discharge stuff.
I said, huh? He said, yeah, no, I'm not in it no more. Like, I told you wrong. I said, you told me you were on military leave. That was a lie. And he was like, I'm just not. I said, and then you told me you told them no when they were going to see you somewhere. You're nothing more than an E2. You did not tell them no. And he was like,
I mean.
Then he started laughing. And I was like, and I looked you up in the system, Tink. You're not in it. He was like,
I just,
He was like cackling. I was laughing too. Like, I'm just crazy. I was cackling back. I said, why are you a liar? Like, what is wrong with you? He was just like, I mean, and I hung up. And I blocked his phone number. I go on Instagram. He blocks me on Instagram. I said, what did I do? You thought I was going to post and tag you and call you? I'm not doing all that. I'm going to just record a YouTube video a year later and talk about it. The only people who are really happy to tell everybody they're in the military is patriotic people and liars. Like, I'm in the military and I make content about it. So yes, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell y'all my experience. But if you really meet a real military person, like around my age, they get real quiet about being military. Not out of shame or nothing. It's just like, it's just a job, really. Like, we just do it. And like, when it comes down to benefits, oh yes, CAC, I'm in the military. I'm in the military. Like, we don't just outright be so excited to say we're in the military, even though it has gotten me out of some tickets. It has gotten me out of some tickets. But yeah, no, like, so when he was like, oh yeah, and I'm in the military, I'm in the military, I was like, you're so happy to tell me that. This must be your biggest accomplishment.
And
So yeah, that was that story. His name, I don't even remember his name. I don't remember what he looks like. I just remember that he was 6'5", like huge in Samoan. And I was like, gosh, you're big. That was that story. Anyways, bye guys.